Yep. Wat is dit? Wat is dat hier? Wat is dit? Hey, wat is dat? Wat is dat toch?
Hey guys and girls, French per here. So survival has been rising up when it comes to putting up content and skill. I believe some content creators are quite skilled, so I decided that I would keep up and also try to be on top when it comes to giving you guys content with great gameplay next to it. So from now on, I think the objective would be to get a run Descendant on console, but below 5 minutes, okay, on the new dungeon. So I've got just that Sharen 4 minutes, I think 47 or 50 something, finish in the new dungeon. So that is on 5, which I think is any Descendant who can do below 5 minutes in the new dungeon is probably pretty strong, and I think you should play them pretty much. That's how it goes. Right, for the build, I've got I think she's so cool. I started playing her yesterday again after a while, and I think there is so much new mods, trigger modus and stuff that just are awesome. So yeah, let's just get into it. So first of all, Storm Bullet is going to approximately triple your damage, okay? That's how insane that trigger module is, so I would say use it. Every time not every time, half of the time when you use your ability, every 5 seconds, it's going to spawn an eye of the storm. And that's a massive sort of tornado that does insane damage, okay? And that also works on the bosses, that works on everything. So I would say one you could use is infected weapon, but it's not even close. Really, this one triples the damage. So other than that, area suppression, I would say is how do I say that? It is the structure of the new dungeon fits area suppression really well. So the picture you see, I have it on the mod, okay? Imagine you are at the middle and everything around you is spawning. That's literally what's happening. If you check the gameplay, you will see that often I place myself at the middle in a room, and that's how things go. I place myself at the middle and I just keep throwing swords again, and again. And since most of the rooms are like a massive dome, like a massive circle, you're going to hit. And every time you hit with your skill, you get cooldown back and you get your ability back. So then you can spam it, hit, spam, hit. So yeah, it just goes together hand to hand really easily. Other than that, you don't need much cooldown because you do get a cooldown boost, as I mentioned, every time you use number 4. So MP conversion and nimble fingers are just enough. Also focus on fusion just in case, but yeah. Ferromagnets, I think, is the highlight here. I tried it, and on bosses and I would say enemies with high amount of heals, such as Elite, for example, it is pretty insane. You might just even happen to one-shot one of them sometimes, which to me is pretty insane. For the Ancestor, I have a few, okay? Some with critically damage, I have different ones, but this one happened to be my best. Crit rate is actually very significant and important in terms of damage, especially when you are doing mobbing, okay? And fusion skill modifier and power boost ratio are also pretty significant. Duration up is not even considered a minus. I'm not using any sort of duration, okay? Well, and that for skill expansion for range, but honestly, I didn't see a difference when my range was like one like this or was a double of this. So go with one range, and honestly, I do feel more than enough, okay? Then I have skill concentration, emergency measures, front lines, all of the basic, just usual stuff. I'm simply not having what's the name again? Wait. Sorry for that. Skill inside, I don't really need it. I have enough with both of it, okay? So yeah, yep, simple. For this, I want to scale critically damage and fusion skill power boost ratio. Since I don't need for cooldown, I didn't go with cooldown, and that's quite helpful against the boss, I would say. For the set, you are not going to have mana issues, so you can just go all out to the Solar Auxiliary power for skill power once more, and even the new boss takes quite the damage. Yeah, these are my walls if you're interested. I'll continue. So I want to the most basic and simple thing, okay? So electric cohesion, as usual, like pretty much the best for her. And then you know the good old range, skill power, whatever. A bit of HP actually. I felt like I needed at least that. For the reinforcement, I went with extra MP sometimes, HP, and a little bit of cooldown just in case of. Why not, right? Why not? In case if I miss enemies, so I still get my cooldown back fairly quickly. Yeah, for the fellow, I'm using the one that gives you MP. I could probably go with the one that gives you HP, but MP I think is also quite usable. Okay, for the gun. So the blue beetle is giving me a good amount of sprint speed, which I think matters very much when it comes to dodging and also getting close. Because with Sharen, what you want to do is use your ability and get extremely close to an enemy. So, sprint speed just synergizes quite well. Right, we also about this because if I kill something with my gun, yeah, I get some defense, but I'm not really using any of this pretty much. So yeah, enjoy playing Sharen. By the way, I'm using the skin from the battle pass, which I think is pretty cool on her. I think it looks nice. And yeah, so next time, like and subscribe for more, and thank you for the support. Especially in game, I've had people message me like very nice. Yeah, I really like that community. Bye bye.